Welcome to Institute of Legal and Management Studies, India's premier legal and management studies portal.
Today, we'll understand whether intent matters in sexual harassment cases under the PoSH Act. In conversations around sexual harassment at the workplace, a question that often emerges is, does intent matter? On the surface, it may seem logical to assume that a person's intentions, whether good, neutral, or malicious, should influence whether their actions are considered harassment. But legally speaking, especially under the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act 2013 or the PoSH Act, intent is not a necessary component to establish harassment. The law is impact-based, not intent-based. This means that what truly matters is not what the accused meant to do, but how their behavior was received by the complainant. The emotional, psychological, and professional impact of the conduct is central to determining whether an act qualifies as harassment. For example, a seemingly harmless comment about a colleague's appearance, if unwelcome, repeated, or made in a suggestive tone, can cause discomfort even if the speaker believed it was a compliment. Consider this analogy. If someone accidentally steps on your foot and causes you pain, the pain is real regardless of whether they intended to hurt you. Similarly, in sexual harassment, the focus is on whether the act was unwelcome or offensive from a reasonable person's perspective. This is a fundamental shift from intent-based analysis, which often leads to justifications like, "it was just a joke" or "I didn't mean it that way." Such arguments may explain behavior, but they don't excuse it under the law. The PoSH Act prioritizes dignity and safety over subjective interpretations of intent. The internal committee can examine all relevant factors, including context and past interactions. But intent may only influence the severity of the outcome, not whether the behavior qualifies as harassment. The main question remains, was the behavior unwelcome, and did it cause discomfort or a hostile work environment? Let's take another example. If a senior manager sends repeated messages to a junior employee after work, complimenting her or asking to meet outside office settings, the intent doesn't matter. If the employee feels uncomfortable or pressured, it's harassment. This view is supported by Indian and international legal precedents. The Vishaka judgment, which laid the foundation for the PoSH Act, clearly states that unwelcome gender-based behavior violates fundamental rights, regardless of intent. So the real question is not what the accused meant, but how their actions made someone feel. If the behavior was unwelcome and caused discomfort, it qualifies as sexual harassment. That's why PoSH training must go beyond legal definitions. It must build empathy, awareness, and responsibility. Respect and boundaries matter. Intent is not a shield. Understanding the impact of your actions, that's real workplace integrity. Visit ILMS Academy to become a PoSH expert. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.
Visit ILMS Academy for various courses from contract drafting, RTI, labor law, GST, and more. Get certified to enhance employability.